All right, so we're bringing straight to you a story straight from the Osun State website. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna read this and then
Osun State is where?
Osun
Let
State
us
is
help.
in. Thank you so much. Osun State is in Nigeria. I'm sure that will come up in the next
Yeah. They
second
call
here.
it State of the Living Spring,
Right.
and it's
So,
located in the southwest part of Nigeria.
all right, great. So let me read this article directly from the Osun State government website, actually, by one Oladeji Babawale. And the report says Governor Adeleke to Aregbesola Osun people have not forgotten your sordid, evil records as a governor. And it says Osun State Governor Senator Ademola. This is published on today, 14th of July, 2025. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has reacted to threats by Mr. Rauf Aregbesola to remove him from office in 2026, reminding the former governor that Osun is still suffering from the inhumane maladministration he inflicted on the state while in office. In a statement issued today at Oshogbo, Governor Adeleke, through his spokesperson, Malam Olawale Rashid, castigated the former governor as a man who left a legacy of huge state debt, half salary, scam tablets, and several fanciful, inflated, uncompleted projects, describing his tenure as, and I quote, the worst in Osun history. The empty boast of Mr. Aregbesola about 2026 is a symptom of a troubled mind who sees wrong vision, who is battling his benefactor, and who is haunted by the pains and suffering he inflicted on millions of Osun people through his evil policies and programs. A man who should be remorseful and tender public apology for his years of maladministration as has the audacity to threaten Governor Adeleke, who is clearing the mess left behind by Mr. Aregbesola after his 8 years of anti-people, thoughtful leadership. Just stop me when you're ready. Mr. Aregbesola's wickedness against workers, public servants, and Osun people knows no bounds. While he wielded state power, a man who introduced half salary, misapplied contributory state pension fund, and misused state cooperative deductions fund should be ashamed of his temerity to attack a governor who is now paying up this half salary affliction, clearing the unjustified debt and rehabilitating brutalized Osun workers. The Adeleke administration has paid 28 months out of the half salary left behind by Mr. Aregbesola. The present administration has paid close to 60 billion naira in pension debt, a legacy of this same Aregbesola. Pensioners and workers generally are not praying for a return to the evil days of a bad administrator who left his state in ruin after 8 years. The statement noted the news release read further. Within less than 3 years, Governor Adeleke has surpassed government delivery of the 8 years of Mr. Aregbesola without borrowing a kobo for infrastructure projects. The
All
current.
right.
All right, so that's
Oh,
enough.
you want to land, finish that paragraph.
No,
The
no,
current.
I'll just say this one last thing. There's also speculations that Governor Adeleke is either him or APC is nursing the idea of defection to APC. So I don't know if you saw that in the news. I'll bring up some more detail if you want me to.
Yes, there have been several discussions, debates around that. But here at SharpEdge News TV and in all our endeavors, we try not to be part of such speculations. We will report and talk about it if it ever or if it eventually happens. If Adeleke eventually defects. But as it is now,
At press time, Osun denies the rumor around defection.
Yes, because if you look at the circumstance of his ascendancy into office, how he got into that office. Remember, the first time there was this trick in which somebody who had become symbolic concerning the institution of a people's what's it called? People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Osun State, the former standard bearer and one-time deputy governor of the state, Iyola Omishore, who twice or three times ran for office and almost became the governor of Osun State, brokered a deal in the first attempt of during the first attempt of this present governor Jackson Adeleke to become the governor of the state. Majority of people felt, indeed, Jackson Adeleke may have won that election, but that he was outrigged by the APC machine, political machine in that state. Hence, because of the fact that Iyola Omishore, who had earlier left PDP and left the field for Jackson Adeleke to run as the PDP governorship candidate in that state. Iyola Omishore had initially decamped into the Social Democratic Party in the state. And when there was this confusion as to who won between APC and PDP, you remember Iyola Omishore switched sides. So, people ordinarily felt, oh, somebody who was the leader of PDP for several years, whatever the differences could have been, would have stayed his ground, should have stood his ground as the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, but he switched allegiance and loyalty and decamped to APC. And so it was so easy for that coalition to overturn whatever margin of victory was expected to go for Jackson Adeleke during that first encounter. And so Adeleke lost that opportunity. So I do not think that for somebody who had that kind of misfortune, political misfortune, in the hand of APC, that kind of political situation, so to say, would now be so quick to want to cross carpet, to want to decamp and be part of APC. But like I said, it's still being speculated and the state has denied it. We don't want to go that route at this moment. But what one would say ordinarily is that if politicians are predictable, if against what is the popular sentiment, if politicians are responsible, I do not think Adeleke should be eager or excited to want to cross over to APC. So let us separate the issue of the criticism that has been dumped on Rauf Aregbesola, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, two-time governor of Osun State, two-time Minister of Interior in Nigeria. Of course, his achievements in office speak for themselves. I think I first learned of Rauf Aregbesola through a distant relation, Jide, native of, I think, Ile Ogbo, who currently resides in Australia. That boy, this young man, as a newly graduated civil engineer, was working for a company somewhere in Ikeja. And then he showed me the picture of the kind of opulence of the building being put up by Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who then was the commissioner for works in Lagos State. And this young man gave me a sneak opportunity of knowing how close Rauf Aregbesola and then Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Lagos State. How close they were, the kind of bond that was between them. And years later, when Rauf Aregbesola had served his term as Minister of Interior in Nigeria, and the center refused to hold between him and his former political ally and somebody whom he used to describe as his political mentor and boss. And today, they are no longer together.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe we're having an emergency alarm concerning tornado or hurricane. But we all are safe. We all are safe. So I'm surprised that they are no longer together today. So that tells you the kind of volatility that could really characterize relationships between politicians. Today or in the morning, they will be together. By noon, they may be on their separate exploits. And then by, what's it called, the dusk of any day, they will be strange fellows, completely estranged and not wanting to have anything to do. So whatever the writer of this article, Mr. Oladeji,
yes,
is trying to picture there as to because yes, Mr. Babawale, the picture that he has given us cannot be further from the heart of the matter. How did Rauf Aregbesola become so estranged from his political godfather, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, so much so that now it's being put on his face, it's being spiked with that fact that, oh, he's ungrateful, he's almost like a betrayer to the man who paved the way for his political rise. Food for thought there. But as to the details that are captured in this, whether it's a statement or write-up by Mr. Babawale, honestly, they speak to the the nature and character of Rauf Aregbesola when he was in office. I remember I used to be one of those people who did not like his politics at all. Twice I was in Osun State. First during his first-time election, then second-time election. And I was coming from Osogbo the following morning, and we drove through the road that went through Ilesha and stopped over in the house of an Ijesha, top Nigerian statesman then. That morning, it's just been announced that Aregbesola had won the election. And, PDP at some point was a stronghold for, Ilesha was a stronghold for the PDP. But as the results were coming in, and then Aregbesola was declared the winner, and we found our way into the house of this elder statesman in Ilesha. The old man had bought a very big cow, and that cow was just being slaughtered, and they were training. And I was like, oh, concerning everything that had been said about Aregbesola, Baba, why are you doing this? He said, maybe you do not understand Aregbesola. He sat me down and decided to tell me some things. I only knew Aregbesola at some point as somebody that was wearing a pair of native pants that never went all the way to the ground. And people said, oh, he was a Tabligh Islamic faithful, and that religion was his consuming passion. And if you look at the fact that he was really rolling out very strange programs and the policies that was in a place like a southwestern state of Osun, one would be appalled at, oh, why would anybody be doing that? For example, saying pupils should be going to school with hijab, whether indiscriminately, whether in Muslim schools or Christian missionary schools and all that. So, I mean, those were the things I was pushing to that to the old man about the character of this person. Why are you bringing an irredentist, religious fanatic? And he did everything to disabuse my mind. And this man that was talking to me now is of blessed memory, but an influential Christian leader, somebody of Anglican denomination. So very quickly thereafter, I started paying attention and trying to understand his personality. But now, those is, I mean, the egregious events or developments that took place while he was governor, whether first or second time, is what this person is recounting, and it's almost coming home really hard, like since I've heard about him before. But do not forget, in spite of all these issues in the past, twice he was elected into office in Osun State. The last thing I want to say about Aregbesola, you cannot rule him out. Although Jackson Adeleke is not a pushover. You would look at it that somebody that was scandalized with academic fraud allegations and all kinds of things, bouncing back, having an overwhelming mandate, trouncing a sitting political party, and an incumbent governor is not going to be an easy pushover or somebody that Aregbesola would be able to easily contain. And understand that Aregbesola is no longer, Aregbesola of today is no longer the Aregbesola that we used to know. His political camp, his political movement is badly depleted, almost split down the middle. Some decided to go with his successor, the person whom he groomed and installed in office, who is now the minister in charge of marine and blue whatever economy. I don't know the color of the economy that is minding, but do not forget that he and these people have broken ranks. They have gone their separate ways. So where is he going to be able to muster enough power and that will to be able to defeat Adeleke, the sitting governor Adeleke, come 2026? And do not forget that Osun State people think they are having a good time, the blast of their time, of their life. Right now.
There are reports saying Osun people will go anywhere Adeleke goes, so it doesn't matter to them. So,
well, it may be said that way, but the truth of the matter is that is it really giving them the deliverables about democracy? If he indeed is living up to expectation, and they compare between their experience now on this journey to Canaan land, to to the ideal of freedom under democracy, and they compare between that and the Egypt, their years of servitude and suffering under successive administrations of APC. I think the option or the choice will be clear.
I mean, I don't know if you have the answer for this, but if you did, what would be the general sentiments of the people of Osun in terms of their fave, or who is popular among these two gentlemen?
Adeleke is extremely entertaining and popular. Okay. He is extremely entertaining and popular, and he knows how to feel the minds of what's it called, of his citizens, and he knows how to assure that. APC, even when they are wrong, they do not admit that, and that is really offensive to majority of Nigerians, not just all over the country, but in Osun State in particular. APC is the party that will get it wrong, and you're really trying to give them constructive suggestions or criticisms, and they are coming back with this ferocious and feisty allegations and accusations, almost making it to look as if that critical citizen is an adversary. So these are things that they may be paying for in subsequent elections. But you're talking of Nigeria. I've been there, and I know how votes are usually traded, how people would go to any length, even for a wrap of food to sell their suffrage rights. So you really cannot predict if APC decides to empty the votes of a central bank over any election. How do you resist them? What it really creates is this voters' apathy, and by and large, on and on. You also saw that in the local government election that took place this last weekend in Lagos State. Things like that, without anybody even raising up weapons and what have you. Things like that are driving Nigerian electorate underground, and serious issues of voters' apathy. Whether they are excited about it or not, somebody would want to use a financial muscle to make sure that Nigerians who have been vitiated with what's it called? Power of hunger and all kinds of underhand political tactics do not really come out to pick through the ballot experience the leader of their choice. So this is the situation.
Okay, all right. Thank you, everybody. If you're wondering who's dancing on the screen, that would be Governor Adeleke who is dancing on the screen.
That is what he does best. But you can also give Aregbesola his flowers. Aregbesola knows how to organize the native and traditional dundu drummers, and then he knows how to dish out one Fuji tone, one Fuji song after the other into dances. But Jackson Adeleke is the dancing machine.
Yeah. Honestly. Yes. Yeah. All right. That will be it. Let us know what you think. Join the conversation in the chat on this drama between because I've seen pictures of them together, but this is politics, so nothing is personal until it's too personal. So we shall see. But do us a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We'll be right back.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein